Madonna Louise Ciccone was born on 16th of August 1958 in Bay City, Michigan, to Catholic parents Madonna Louise, her mother, and Silvio Anthony Ciccone, her father. Her father's parents were Italian immigrants from Potenza, while her mother was of French-Canadian descent. Her father worked as an optics engineer for Chrysler and General Dynamics on military projects. Since Madonna had the same name as her mother, family members called her Little Nonny. Her mother died of breast cancer on 1st of December 1963. They later adopted Veronica as a confirmation name when getting confirmed in the Catholic Church in 1966. Madonna was raised in the destroyed suburbs of Pontiac alongside her two older brothers, Anthony and Martin, and three younger siblings, Paula, Christopher, and Melanie. In 1966, her father married the family's housekeeper, John Gustafson. They had two children, Jennifer and Mario. Madonna resented her father for getting remarried and began rebelling against him, which strained their relationship for many years afterward. Madonna attended St. Frederick's and St. Andrew's Catholic Elementary Schools and West Middle School. She was known for her high grade point average and achieved notoriety for her unconventional behavior. Madonna would perform cartwheels and handstands in the halls between classes, dangle by her knees from the monkey bars during recess, and pull up her skirt during class, also that the boys could see her underwear. She later admitted to seeing herself in her youth as a lonely girl who was searching for something. She said, "I wasn't rebellious in a certain way. I cared about being good at something. I didn't shave my underarms and I didn't wear makeup like normal girls do, but I studied and I got good grades. I wanted to be somebody." Madonna's father put her in classical piano lessons, but she later convinced him to allow her to take ballet lessons. Christopher Flynn, her ballet teacher, persuaded her to pursue a career in dance. Madonna later attended Rochester Adams High School and became a straight-A student as well. After graduating in January 1976, she received a dance scholarship to the University of Michigan and studied over the summer at the American Dance Festival. In 1978, Madonna dropped out of college and relocated to New York City. She said of her move to New York, "It was the first time I'd ever taken a plane. The first time I'd ever been gotten a taxi cab. I came here with $35 in my pocket. It was the bravest thing I've ever done." Madonna soon found an apartment in the Albahat City neighborhood of the East Village and had little money while working at Dunkin' Donuts and with modern dance troupes, taking classes at the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. She also studied dance under the tutelage of Martha Graham, the noted American dancer and choreographer. Madonna started to work as a backup dancer for other established artists. One night, while returning from a rehearsal, a pair of men held her at knife point and forced her to perform fellatio. She later found the incident to be a taste of my weakness. It showed me that I still could be not save myself in spite of all the strong girls show. I could never forget it," she said. In 1979, Madonna became romantically involved with the musician Dan Gilroy. Shortly after meeting him, she successfully auditioned to perform in Paris with French disco artist Patrick Hernandez as his backup singer and dancer. During her 3 months with Hansard's troupe, she also traveled to Tunisia before returning to New York in August 1979. Madonna moved into Abundant Synagogue, where Gilroy lived. Together, they formed her first band, The Breakfast Club, for which Madonna sang and played drums and guitar. While with the band, Madonna briefly worked as the co-check girl at the Russian Tea Room, and she made her acting debut in a low-budget indie film, A Certain Sacrifice, which wasn't released until 1985. In 1980, Madonna left the Breakfast Club with the drummer Stephen Bray, who was her boyfriend and Michigan, and they formed the band Amy and the Emmys. They rekindled their romance and moved into the musician building in Manhattan. The two began writing songs together, and they recorded a 4-song demo tape in November 1980. But soon after, Madonna decided to promote herself as a solo artist. In March 1981, Camilla Burton, who ran Gotham Records in the music building, signed Madonna to a contract with Gotham and worked as her manager until February 1982. Madonna frequented nightclubs to get disc jockeys to play her demo. Dr. Mark Camissant took an interest in her music and they began dating. Camins arranged a meeting with Madonna and Seymour Stein, the president of Sire Records, a subsidiary of Warner Bros. Records. Madonna signed a deal for a total of 3 singles with an option for an album. Camille produced her debut single Every Day, which was released in October 1982. In December 1982, Madonna performed the song live for the very first time. She made her first television appearance performing Everybody on Dancing on Air in January 1983. In February 1983, she promoted the single with nightclub performances in the United Kingdom. Her second single, Burning Up, was released in March 1983. Both singles reached number 3 on Billboard's magazine's Hot Dance Club Songs chart. During this period, Madonna was in relationship with artist Jean-Michel Basquiat and living at his loft in Soho. Basquiat introduced her to art curator Diego Cortez, who had managed some punk bands. Madonna invited Cortez to be her manager, but he declined. Following the success of singles, Warner hired Ricky Lucas to produce her self-titled debut album, Madonna. However, Madonna was dissatisfied with the completed tracks and disagreed with Lucas' production techniques, so she decided to seek additional help. She asked John Jellybean, the resident DJ at Fun House, to help finish the album's production, and the romance ensued. Benitez remixed most of the tracks and produced Holiday, which was her first international top 10 song. The album was released in June 1983 and peaked at number 8 on the Billboard 200. In the fall of 1983, Madonna's new manager Freddie DeMann secured a meeting for her with the film producer John Peters, who asked her to play the part of the club singer in a romantic drama Vision Quest. In January 1984, Madonna gained more exposure by performing on American bandstands. Madonna's style became one of the female fashion trends of the 1980s, continued to rise globally with the release of her second studio album, which is called Like a Virgin, in November 1984. It became her first #1 album in Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Spain, the UK and the US. Like a Virgin became the first album by female to sell over 5 million copies in the US. It was later certified diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America. The album's title track served as its first single. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 6 consecutive weeks. It attracted the attention of conservation organizations, who complained that the song and its accompanying video promoted premarital sex and undermined family values, and moralists sought to have the song and the video banned. Madonna received huge media coverage for her performance of Like a Virgin at the first 1984 MTV Video Music Awards. Wearing a wedding dress and white gloves, Madonna appeared on stage atop a huge wedding cake, and when rolled around the suggestively on the floor. MTV retrospectively considered it one of the most iconic pop performances of all time. The second single, Material Girl, reached number 2 on the Hot 100. While filming the singer's music video, Madonna started dating actor Sean Penn. They married on her birthday in 1985. Madonna entered mainstream films in February 1985, beginning her with cameo in Vision Quest. The soundtrack contained 2 new singles, her US #1 single Crazy for You and another track Gambler. She also played the title role in the 1985 comedy Desperately Seeking Susan, a film which introduced the song Into the Grooves, her first #1 single in the UK. Her popularity caused the film to be perceived as a Madonna vehicle, despite how she wasn't billed as a lead actress. In July, Penthouse and Playboy magazines established a number of nude photos of Madonna taken when she moonlighted as an art model in 1978. She had posed for the photographers because she needed money at the time and was paid as little as $25 a session. A publication of photos caused a media uproar, but Madonna remained unapologetic and defiant. The photographs were ultimately sold for up to $100,000. She referred to these events as the 1985. In June 1986, Madonna released her third studio album True Blue, which was inspired by and dedicated to her husband Penn. Rolling Stone was impressed with the effort, writing that the album sounds as if it comes from the heart. 5 singles were released: Life to Tell, Papa Don't Pitch, True Blue, Open Your Heart, and La Isla Bonita, all of which reached #1 in the US or the UK, and remains Madonna's best-selling studio album with sales of 25 million copies. In January 1989, Madonna signed an endorsement deal with soft drink manufacturer Pepsi. In one Pepsi commercial, she debuted Like a Player, the lead single and title track from her 4th studio album. The music video featured Catholic symbols such as stigmata, a cross burning, and a dream of making love to a saint. Religious groups sought to ban the commercial and boycott Pepsi products. Pepsi revoked the commercial and cancelled her sponsorship contract. That was the early life of Madonna. This is how the star was born.